So you've just landed a job interview. Now comes the critical part of knocking that interview out of the park, baby. Alright guys, today I want to talk to you about how to prepare, how to dress, how to get ready for a job interview to give yourselves the best chance in that interview to get the job. How you prepare yourself leading up to the interview and how you dress for the interview is gonna make all the difference in the world as far as whether you get the job or whether you don't. So these things are critical leading up to the interview. I'm gonna give you some tips to help you get it done. As far as what to wear, that's really gonna depend on what job you're going to apply for. For a job that's in a professional environment, maybe an office setting, I think it's probably best suited if you're wearing a suit. So in this regard, I would stick to the standard navy suit like I've got on here, or maybe a dark gray or medium gray suit. And with this suit, you're gonna wanna wear a solid colored shirt. And I would recommend you wear white or like a light blue or something like that, and a conservative colored tie, like a blue like I've got on here, or maybe a red, but nothing too flamboyant, nothing with extravagant patterns or anything like that, because you want the focus to be on you and not really what you're wearing, but you do want to look professional. If you're more of a stylish guy and you do want to rock some style in your interview, keep it conservative. Like I said, maybe just the white cotton pocket square fold. This is a great way to keep it simple, guys. Keep the focus on you, not your outfit. For your shoe selection, I would go with dark brown or a black. Keep the designs on the shoes simple, nothing like a suede with a bunch of colors in it. Now, if you're going for a job interview for, let's say, an industrial worker or a construction worker, now you're probably not gonna wanna wear a suit, but what you can do is still look presentable, still look professional. So you could perhaps wear just a button-down shirt with a pair of dress slacks, or you could wear maybe a polo shirt and a pair of khakis or something like that, but still keep it professional. My next tip is to make sure you're well groomed. So what's that mean? Get a haircut. If you haven't had a haircut in a while, you're gonna wanna make sure your hair looks fresh, your hair looks neat, and make sure if you have a beard, it's trimmed and neat, or if you're clean shaven, make sure you've had a fresh shave. Don't come in with any new crazy hairstyles or crazy hair colors. That's probably not gonna give the best impression. Another tip is don't use too much jewelry. Now you don't want to be showing up with bracelets on and chains on and this big bright gold watch. Something like this elegant, classic, minimalistic watch. And a watch obviously gives the impression to people that, hey, this guy's he's aware of the time, he keeps good time, he's punctual. So these are the messages that watches give: reliability. And another thing, go easy on the cologne, guys. You don't need 6 and 7 squirts, just 1 or 2 of maybe your milder scented colognes. You don't want to overpower the room with your scent. That's just inappropriate and it's going to distract people from the interview process. Now the last tip on how to dress is make sure your clothes are ironed and your shoes are clean and polished. If you're wearing a polo shirt or a dress shirt and slacks, make sure those items are ironed. Make sure they're pressed. Make sure your suit is also nice and clean and pressed. You don't want to show up to an interview full of wrinkles, unpolished shoes. It just gives the wrong impression. Now, in terms of preparation, before you go to the interview, there's a few key areas you're going to want to focus on. First area is make sure you do your research beforehand. Develop an understanding of the company, its culture, maybe its history, any of the other key or important areas that you think is going to be asked or talked about during the interview. Do your research, guys. Learn about the company you're going to work for. That's critical. Another area interviewers like to press a little bit with the interviewees is areas of strength and areas of weaknesses. So what I recommend you guys do is maybe write down a list of 3 or 4 accomplishments, and what skills you guys used to achieve those accomplishments. And then in the other regard, write down a couple of your weaknesses. Nothing catastrophic though. You're not gonna wanna sit there in the interview and say, you know what, I just can't make time. If you're gonna say that, you may as well get up and exit where you entered, because that interview is done. Maybe what you might identify is that you do have a technical weakness, perhaps in the position you're applying for, maybe it's a step up from where you've come from. So some of the technical areas that you might need to know or understand haven't been built yet. So obviously, in comparison to other individuals on that level you're applying for, you have a deficiency. And the key beforehand is to develop ideas of how you can overcome some of your weaknesses. And that way, if they do ask you a question, you can identify the weakness, but you can also identify ways that you plan on dealing with those. Another tip is develop a set of questions that you think the interviewer might ask. This is going to give you a chance to rehearse, and it's going to help reduce some of that anxiety and build your overall confidence level, because that's going to be key. You're going to want to maintain composure, don't panic, stay relaxed, and be confident. Another tip is make sure you take a copy of your resume. Just in case the interviewer, might have misplaced it or forgot it at their desk, or whatever the case might be, you've come prepared. And perhaps bring a small notepad and a pen, just take some notes, and a leather portfolio to carry it in, just like this one here. And that way you can stay organized, stay prepared, and they can see that. And last but not least, the most important part, be early to your interview. Do not be late, and I wouldn't even suggest being right on time. I would say be early, between 5 and 15 minutes early. You don't want to be half an hour or 45 minutes too early, because the interviewer might not even be ready at that point, and maybe it looks like you have nothing else to do with your time. So all of these things, guys, how you dress, how you prepare beforehand, all of these things are going to form an opinion of your interviewer, of your future employer. So you're going to want to make sure you bring the best version of yourself, and that way give you the best chance of getting that job. Now, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, I'd appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And if you know of anyone who's looking for a job or who's trying to prepare for a job interview, share the video to them. Let's help them out. Let's get them to a point where they can feel confident, they can go in there and nail that interview. Wait, don't go yet. Before you leave, I'd like to let you know I'm gonna do another video on the actual interview experience and what to do when you're in the interview to give yourself the best chance. So stick around, that video will be coming out shortly. That's gonna take how to prepare for the interview and then build that into how to actually nail the interview process so that when you leave, you feel like, I got the job.